Hello. This is a timeless channeled message meant to find you whenever this finds you. So the tarot cards that we have for this reading are Five of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, okay, so with the, pardon me, with the Five of Wands and then the Three of Pentacles, I keep hearing the terms like make it work, but something about this feels forced. There's something that you're cooperating in that like, it's not working effectively, but it's still working out. I see that like there's a disagreement among peers, a disagreement in like a workspace, a project that requires multiple people. So this could be like an actual job that you're working in, or it could also be just a really big group project that you're a part of. I feel like you're integral to this, where it's like you're not just a follower and it's not just happening around you. The things that occur in this sort of, shall I say, unsettlement, it's that it directly affects you and you have to figure out how to navigate it. This requires collaboration with other people and delegating tasks, but I'm getting the sense that other people are not meeting the expectations. So you're having to pick up on the slack here. Especially see that with the Nine of Wands. The way that he's looking at these past two cards, it looks like he's here on his own, and then everyone else is here trying to make things work or to figure it out. You know what it's giving me? It's giving me a group project where one person does all the heavy work and everyone else just gets credited or they follow along, like expecting the other teammates to do it, but because everyone expects the other people to do it, it feels like you're stuck in this position of needing to be responsible for everything. All right, so if this sounds like you, then this is your reading. I'll ask, okay, Spirit, can you tell me more about the Five of Wands? Why is the Five of Wands here? I feel like, okay, so internally I'm feeling this energy of annoyance coming from you towards those people, and it feels justified, like just things not going the right way, or like, I don't know how to explain this. It's like, if you're a skilled person at whatever it is you're doing, it's almost like these people are coming across as amateurs, or they don't understand fully what it is that they're doing. It could be because they are green in the sense of like they're new to this kind of work, new to this kind of project. It's just like there's a lot of like serious work that needs to be done, and you're in the position of like wanting to actually do it, but they're in this position of like, I don't want to call it like intentional laziness, but more like figuring it out, like trying to figure out what the next right thing to do is, and it's like, oh, you have to like handhold them through this process. I don't know if that's what you were expecting specifically or not with working with them, but I keep getting this feeling or the sense of frustration, like I want to roll my eyes at them, and I feel like that's your position at this time. So to clarify the Five of Wands, we have Nine of Wands, Eight of Wands, and Knight of Wands. Hold on, give me just one moment. That's weird, okay. So the progression from... Okay, I think I see what this is. So you are again being represented by the Nine of Wands here. I see with the Eight of Wands, it's like most of the people are working out properly, but there seems to be like one person here that seems like a little bit rowdy or like a little bit like out of control, and somehow it's affecting like the entire group dynamic or the workflow. It's like the way that I'll put this is like Nine of Wands, this person, you, are holding this one wand, and it's like you have to keep a short leash. Specifically, like it looks like it's someone specific in this group, and you will know who they are immediately. Someone who's being personified by this Knight of Wands. See how like Eight of Wands, all of these cards are free, like all the wands here are free, and this is a card of freedom and of movement. But then all of a sudden this Knight of Wands come in with his own wand, and then it messes up the entire energy because now there's like a little bit too much or a little bit extra. It's like, and that's why the Nine of Wands is here again. This Knight of Wands, this figurative guy, this figurative person, putting their energy into the thing, and it's like stirring the pot or making things like unsettled. So maybe you already felt like this person was a part of the issue, whether intentionally or not. Like, I'm just saying that this is a confirmation that if you had this suspicion earlier about a specific person, that is correct. So we're gonna move on to the next card. Spirit, can you show me why the Three of Pentacles is here? Why did the Three of Pentacles show up? I heard internally hammer out the details. So that's might be significant to you because I feel like you're in this position of needing to be precise or having to make sure that the words I want to use are dotting the I's, crossing the T's, going over everything to make sure that it appears correct. I see you like it's like you're instructing people how something should look. So we're gonna get some clarifiers again. We have Strength, Ten of Swords, and Six of Pentacles. Again, there's this idea of being an instructor that seems so apparent. Like, Three of Pentacles talks about cooperation. Usually it's among equals in that like each person in this card has their own like speciality. But I feel like you're in the position of this builder and like you're creating something. Again, there's like this feeling of frustration from him. It feels like he has to explain to these two other people that their original plan or their original design doesn't work. And they're like, oh, why doesn't it work? I thought you were the builder. I thought you were like an architect. You should be able to make these kinds of things. And you're like, no, that is literally not possible. The thing that you are describing, like with our limited resources, with our time constraint, with whatever, there's something like unpractical that these other people you're collaborating with just don't understand. I especially see that here with the Ten of Swords. I feel like you may be put in this position of having to force it to work or have to make it work anyways. Or you have to like compromise something because they, again, don't understand the same level that you do, how like impractical their ideas are. Or like, because you have such an expertise in whatever this skill is, it looks like this task is delegated to you. Everyone else is expecting you to fulfill your duty, but because they don't have that skill, They don't understand the context of things. They don't understand what it takes to get their ideas into reality. Again, it's just like, I'm trying to think of like a different workplaces in which an exact example would, an exact example like this would occur. Okay, let me think. I don't know. Okay, so impractical example, but let's say this. Let's say somebody wanted like a floating swimming pool, like a swimming pool floating up above, and they're like a rich billionaire and they don't understand how physics works. And you're an architect and you're like, it's literally impossible to create a floating pool that has no anchor points, that doesn't touch the ground. And they're like, but I have all this money, why can't I make it work? And it's like, you have to try to explain to them the laws of physics. It's a very similar vibe here. So I especially see that with the strength. Usually this talks about inner strength, but I actually see, I guess technically this is you taming like a baser nature of yourself, but specifically it's like you holding your tongue or needing to hold your tongue. It's like there's a part of you that's frustrated and angry, but you're smart enough to be able to work through it. You're able to hold yourself together. Okay. And again, it feels like you are guiding people and you understand how to like speak to people properly. What I feel like they don't understand your there's just this sense of not understanding your perspective that keeps coming through. Specifically from this other person that I mentioned before, this Knight of Wands character. So, you are in this position of constantly needing to help people, constantly needing to like handhold, especially with this here, and just like things, you realize things are not working out the way that you wanted to, so you have to like adjust your expectations, or you have to put in even more effort, more energy than you initially thought, which is where this frustration is coming from. So we're going to get some more clarification on this last card. Spirit, can you tell me more about why this Nine of Wands is here? Why did this Nine of Wands show up? All right, so to clarify Nine of Wands, we have Ace of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and Nine of Cups. I believe that this is Spirit trying to give you advice on this circumstance or what would actually help the situation. Ace of Pentacles, first of all. I see this as motivation. Like, okay, I especially see that with the Six of Pentacles that we drew earlier. There's something about being clear on why this project is being done in the first place, like the bigger picture of it, that seems to be important or that provides the right incentive. If we were to take this character of the Knight of Wands, this person is going to be motivated by a bunch of different things, but there's something practical about this. Like, for example, if they are motivated by their ego, then there's something about the rhetoric of working on something that you want to be proud of that makes them take it more seriously. If this is about like literal pay or how much you're paying them, just understanding the symbol of worth and value, understanding like what this other person or these other people are working for, that will help the situation immensely, because you're making it, once again, about them in relation to this big picture. Like, why are these other people involved? Why are they doing this in the first place? Money, for, I guess, for glory, whatever that motive is, there's something about you making it apparent to them. Page of Cups and Nine of Cups, it's interesting because, I don't know how to describe this, but it's like the Page of Cups is a child, and then like the Nine of Cups is like their parent. They're both wearing the same headwear. In the Page of Cups, I think that you're actually being symbolized by the cup itself, or like the fish in the cup. To me, this is you being a wise guide or showing them a way. It's, oh, there's that term again. Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. There's something that feels very satisfying in this Nine of Cups here. Something that really helps in this situation is one, again, the motive is very important, but two, like understanding a person's incentive, especially from like an emotional level, like why. So there's the practical aspect of it, and then like the psychological, emotional aspect of why someone does something. I feel like this is asking you to tap into that, to understand things from their nature. And the word that I almost want to say is manipulate, but I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean more like understanding how the wording that you use, how teaching something to someone, and then showing the value in what you're teaching so that they can stand up by themselves. It will help all of them in the long run, and it's gonna feel so relieving because like it's not just you doing the work anymore, it's you properly delegating the tasks. And maybe it does take some hand holding to get there, but you don't have to hold their hand forever. It's like the training wheels come off and then you're able to let them go along their way. And there's almost a sense of pride here. This could be a pride for yourself in allowing, like finally proud of yourself for having to go through this and then like be successful. And then perhaps even proud of these other people because you are in this position of a mentor and it looks like they're actually applying the things that you've taught them. All right, so take from this what you will. I'm gonna leave it here as this. If this reading has resonated with you, please leave me a like and a comment. I would love to hear more about your situation. And if you are interested in booking a personal private reading from me, my Ko-fi link is in the description there below. There you can leave me a tip, or as I just said, book a reading from me. So anyways, until next time, good luck and take care. Bye-bye.